Design for manufacture assembly is a process that allows you to future-proof and to assemble and disassemble in a simplified format for a project. And then it's a manufacturing technique that has now been brought into the construction sector to help with the cycle times, to help with the production process, and also allows ease of off-site manufacturing.
The connection between design and modern methods of construction is really fundamental. So design underpins our ability to be able to use MMC, and it does that by designing with a construction process in mind. And we call that design for manufacture and assembly, or DfMA for short. So what is DfMA? Well, really, it's visualizing the construction and assembly process whilst you are designing the building. So rather than designing with the end in mind, you're thinking about things like, how will this be transported? How will it be lifted? How will it be installed into place? And working with the supply chain and main contractors, you can answer some of those questions with them being able to provide the information on the labour force, the material shortages, and indeed inflation. So working together in a collaborative environment, you can use DfMA to utilise the best aspects of MMC for your building projects.
DfMA is a full rethink of traditional methods of construction. Everything is questioned, everything is rethought, and we look at different ways of doing things that generate more efficiencies in the factory. The old thing of people saying, well, I don't do it that way, or we never did it that way, doesn't work. People need to leave behind their traditional construction mentality when they come in through the factory door and look at how we can do things more efficiently and safer and more sustainably.
MMC needs to be looked at as I said, a holistic approach. So by reducing time on site, we are inherently reducing the amount of labour that's required, and we know that labour is scarce. We're reducing cost because we have less transport on the roads, and in doing that, we have less carbon emissions into the environment. So really, it's understanding value in its broadest sense, and value needs to be described not just in monetary terms, but also in terms of human capital, produced capital, and environmental capital.
Sort of now, because we have a lot of constraints in the sector and the market. We've got inflation, we've got labour constraints, we've got the material price fluctuations. So time to market is critical for a lot of clients, and it's to make sure that we can support that. And people are becoming more informative, techniques are becoming more innovative, and we're using a lot more digitalisation in the sector. So therefore, to meet that, these are the types of processes and lean structures and manufacturing principles that we need to bring forward into the construction sector to drive productivity improvement. You can push to see how much modular you can get done and completed on projects. Can you get 100% modular? Maybe not so, but what you can do is you can look at various aspects, and it's very much looking at the standardised components within that building or within that structure. So bathroom pods, for example, are very lend itself to that because it's repetitive work. So where you can see repetition or you can see repeat elements, that can lend itself. There's people looking at the likes of modularised plant rooms, for example, down in basements or up on roofs levels. So it's taking the learnings and the gains and knowledge from that to bring it back into the sector.
So design for manufacture and assembly is a way to design and construct a quality building in a more efficient, a quicker and a more sustainable manner than traditional construction. It's heavily design-led and heavily technology-led. So the whole process starts from day one with an intent from the client to get behind the off-site manufacturing or the modern methods of construction approach to building a development or a building.